Good evening. Hello, everybody. Now, we've got a very big show coming up tonight, and some very big birthdays. There's a happy birthday to Jennifer Lopez. I call her J-Lo. I can call her whatever she wants. She doesn't pay any attention to me. J-Lo's birthday, and it's also Barry Bond's birthday. All right, J-Lo and Barry Bond's both very different. One's known for that gorgeous backside, and the other one's J-Lo. And they... Oh, do you know what today is? Today is National Tequila Day. Yes! I know! National Tequila Day. That means tomorrow is National Wake Up in a Dumpster Day. And here's something that happened today that I thought was fascinating. Barack Obama was in Germany, right? And he did this speech, and 100,000 people showed up. There were so many Germans shouting and screaming that France just surrendered just in case. You would have thought that would happen. Now, and in Australia, more overseas news. In Australia, a pet rabbit, right, get this, a pet rabbit saved a family from a fire by thumping them while they were sleeping. I had a bunny wake me up like that once. There wasn't a fire. Well, there was some burning. Do you know who's on the show tonight? Peet. Amanda Peet is on the show, yeah. Lance Morrow's on. We'll see you in a minute in the big show, everybody. It's hard to stay up. It's been a long, long day. And you've got the Sandman and you know. But hang on, leave the TV on. And let's do it anyway. It's okay. Tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Hey! Hey! Hi! Look at you! Hi, everybody! Welcome! Welcome to Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the Late Late Show. I am your host, TV's Craig Ferguson. Please, please. All right. All right. Relax. Let your applause die away. That's right. Quite naturally, the applause is dying away. Oh, it has died away, in fact. Your applause dies away. Your complete disinterest begins to rise. Honey, it's that weird guy on TV again. That's right. It is. I'm not weird. I'm European. It's a great day for America, everybody. Why? Oh, wait. Is it? Yeah, it is. All right. You know, it's a great day for Amy Winehouse. Now, there's a sentence I thought I would never say. It's a great day for Amy Winehouse, because it's been tough for Amy Winehouse recently. Do we have a picture of Amy Winehouse? There she is. Now, that's when she was working in a diner, apparently. And, no, because the very famous Madame Tussauds wax museum in London has unveiled the Amy Winehouse statue. It is a great honour to have this. Did we have a... Here it is, isn't there? No, knock it off! Let me see the real Winehouse statue. There it is, that's it. No, that's it. Don't you laugh, that's what she looks like. Actually, the quote from Amy Winehouse about it, get this, she saw it. Let me see it again, right? She looked at it and she said, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. She said, it looks like crap. And I'm like, yeah. And what? I think it looks a little bit better, actually. Anyway, the thing is, now, apparently, this is true. Amy's parents went to the museum for the statue's unveiling, and they love it. And I'm not making this up. It's an actual quote. Her dad said, we're going to take this one home and send the real one back. I know, he really said that. Is it any wonder she's screwed up? They wanted me to go to family therapy. I said, no. Madame Tussauds, so I say Madame. Some people say Madam. I say Madame. I'm originally from Europe. Madame Tussauds is a huge tourist attraction in London. If you ever go to London, you should see Buckingham Palace, Madame Tussauds, and then Big Ben. I always go to Big Ben. Not the clock. No, I do. I love Big Ben. I love that dong. You know the sound of that dong? Whoa! Knock it off! When I first heard there was a wax museum, I thought, wow, this is amazing. A whole museum made of wax. I rushed right over it. It's not made of wax at all. I was very disappointed. It's like that time I went to the sperm bank. But Madame Tussauds... Shut up! I don't like it any more than you do. It's my job. Madame Tussauds was a real person. This is true. She was French. A name like Madame, you know she's going to be French. She was French and she fled. Was that her name, Madame? Madame? Wow, what a name. What a coincidence she would be called Madame and she would become a No, she wasn't a madam. Anyway, look, she fled from France during the French Revolution and she fled to England. And her first wax figure was of the French philosopher Voltaire, who was famous for saying, "I do not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." Then again, Voltaire also said, "Madame Tussauds, don't make my ass look fat, you crazy bitch." He didn't say that. He might have said that, just no one wrote it down. He still probably said it, though. Nowadays, Madame Tussauds has hundreds of wax figures. They've got David Bowie. Do we have the David Bowie picture? There's David Bowie there. Do you know he actually posed for that picture? That, you know, some people go in and pose for it. They're like, he went in and posed for it. Make sure you get my feminine side. They've also got Sean Connery. They got a picture of the Sean Connery one. That's pretty good. Look at that. Now that, they even put a drink in his hand. Let me see that. Look at the guy. You can just see there's a drink. And you can just about see that there. Now, you can tell it's not the real Sean Connery because there's still whiskey in the glass, but... Connery doesn't like it anyway. He doesn't. He says, "It looks nothing like me. Wax in one area. My nipples." Do you know what else they've got? They've got Sylvester Stallone. It's not very good, actually. Do you see the picture of Sylvester Stallone? That's the real one! Is that the real one? I can't tell. My Lord. Do you know what they've got? They've got a good one there. They've got Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. That's very realistic. It is so realistic, they actually adopted two little Cambodian wax figures that next to it. That's not true. That's not true. Nobody did it. You know what is true, though? That in the Madame Tussauds, the Brad Pitt one, they had to take it down for a while because too many of the visitors to the museum were grabbing the Brad Pitt one's ass. And when this is absolutely true, and when they put it back out, they had its ass cheeks filled with gel. So that people wouldn't damage, they can grab all the... Well, I'm not kidding, do we have a picture of Brad Pitt's wax ass? Look, there's a... Is that picture meant to prove anything? It's a picture of a hand and a pair of pants. Well, that proves it. That's from the website fingerpants.com. What the hell is that? It's just that. Oh, well, he's got photographic proof. You have to ask yourself, though, what type of people would go to a museum and grope a Brad Pitt statue? Do we have a picture of that? Oh, knock it off. That's right. That's when I had sagging breasts. This morning. Do you know what I think must be tough for the museums? When the celebrity's not popular anymore. Because you know what they do? They melt them down to make new ones. That's true. They do that. They do they melted down all 5 Spice Girls to make a Kirstie Alley. It's got to be kind of frustrating if you're the wax sculptor guy and you're making Kirstie Alley and you're like, oh, God, I need more wax. Come on! What's going on? At what point do you just go, oh, I give up. It's Jabba the Hutt with a dress on. I give up! And do you know what happens? That the celebrities have so much plastic surgery these days that sometimes it works in favour for the museum. Like 10 years ago, Madame Tussauds, right, unveiled the Kenny Rogers statue. And everybody's like, well, it doesn't look like Kenny Rogers at all. And then Kenny Rogers had all that plastic surgery. And now people are like, actually, that's pretty good. we got a picture of the Kenny Rogers statue there. That's not bad. Do you know the Madame Tussauds? There's not just a Madame Tussauds in London. There's one in New York, Las Vegas, Berlin. I haven't been to any of those. Last year, though, I did go to the Brazilian Wax Museum. Well, it's a very different idea. There's not much to see there, actually. But apparently, before it was built, there was nothing but forest. All right, we'll be right back with more wax. Welcome back, everybody. All right, knock it off. Welcome back, everybody. I am not Craig Ferguson. I have been replaced by a wax model. Or a waxed model. All right, I can't be mucking around, can I? Actually, I can. I can be mucking around. Oh, I can't be mucking around. We got to do some email. Do we have time for email? Do we? No, there's no time for email. There's no time for email. All right, here's the first one then. This is from Marcy in Beaver Dam in Wisconsin. Wow, are you from Beaver Dam also? Oh, you're from Wisconsin? Oh, well, good. Can I actually say Beaver Dam on the air? What about Wisconsin? Can I say Wisconsin? No, I can't say Wisconsin. Marcy says, Dearest Craig, what is the speed of dark? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there's I don't know. This is from Kristen in L.A. Kristen says, Dear Craig, do you ever get emails from cool people? Why, yes, I do. Only this evening I got an email from Wisconsin. I can't tell you which part of Wisconsin. I've used up all my being able to say that. I'm allowed to. Kind of like my life. I'll wait. The audience has been replaced by wax dummies. I'm not kidding. This is from Buck in... oh, I know a poem about a guy called Buck. A guy called Buck from Nantucket, actually. This is from Buck, but he's in Lake Forest in Illinois. That's a funny name for a place, Lake Forest. Pick a side. You're a lake or a forest. Come on! What is it going to be, lake or forest? I don't know. What do we call it? I don't know. Ah! Lake Forest! You can't have two! Buck in Lake Forest, Illinois says, Dear Craig, what is the last animal on earth you would want to fight? Oh, easy to answer that question. A giant chicken. Like, if all the animals on earth died out and there was only one giant chicken and me left, I would hate to fight it. But I would fight it because if I won, it would probably be delicious. Please, no round of applause for my giant chicken email. Oh, dear. This is from Laurie in Dwight, Illinois. Dwight, that's a nice name for a town, isn't it? It's like a guy's name. What we call this town? Oh, I'll call that town Dwight, and we'll call this one, I don't know, Gary. There's a town called Gary. And we'll call this one, I don't know, Bob. Is there a town called Bob? Should be. There should be a town called Bob. Email me, people from Bob. This is from Laurie and Dwight. She says, Dear Craig, when you dry your hands in the bathroom, do you prefer paper towels? Oh, the has brought his towels for me to dry my dirty wee hands. No, paper towels, I meant to say, not papal towels. Although, if I got a chance to use papal towels, I'd be all about it, because you know they're going to be clean. Papal towels? No, she says, do you prefer paper towels or the hand dryer? I like the hand dryer, and I'll tell you why. Because when I'm done drying my hands, I stick it down my pants. It's like being on a nude beach in the South Pacific without the long flight. It's adorable. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. No, please. My next guest, my first guest tonight is an actress. What, Craig? An actress on a talk show at night? Yes! I can't live by your rules. Really? But don't you normally have poets and people who work in construction? Yes, I do. But tonight we're going to have a little bit of a break with that. An actress. Well, okay, if you... All right, then. She's in a new film, too. What? Yes! It's the X-Files film. It's called I Want to Believe. It's in theaters now. Take a look at this. Please welcome the lovely Amanda Peet, everybody. Amanda Peet. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Do you know, I'm very excited to see this film. That was the question. I'm very excited to see this film.
I'm so glad.
Do you play a killer robot that has a human shape and kills people in this film?
Play
Ruthlessly?
a little green man
With the hat on?
with a Fargo hat.
Are you an alien in the movie?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
I don't know. I could tell you, then I'd have to kill you.
Are you really from off-world, then?
Literally can't tell you.
All right,
There are
okay, you
people
can tell
from
me nothing
the
about this.
studio with the
Really?
audience who are...
They're not paying any attention. They're actually we've replaced them with wax figure. It's fine. Have you ever been to Madame Tussauds?
I think, I lived in London when I was little for 4 years, and so I did go when I was little, but Brad Pitt's jelly butt was not there
Yeah.
yet. So
Would you
it
go
wasn't,
and-
it
would you
wasn't
go and
as
do that?
interesting.
You
Would I
could
go
probably pinch. You get invited to all the Hollywood parties. You could pinch the real thing.
No and no.
Why not?
Why don't I get invited to all the
You do. You get invited to all the Hollywood parties. I always see you in all the Hollywood news things. I'm
You
making
do?
this up. Yeah, I'm making it up. I'm making it up.
I'm actually a terribly boring mom.
Really?
Yes,
There's no such thing.
I go to bed at like 9.
You have no idea who I am, do you? You have no idea who I am. No. All right.
No, I just want you to know, really, for real, I have about 25 girlfriends who are madly in love with you, who are really upset that I'm here, and they're not.
Are they all... Please. It's too late to suck up to me now. Not necessarily. I don't know. I'm being contrary. It's like, you don't know me yet. I'm like flighty. I'm like a butterfly in the night. I don't know where that's not a nice feeling, is it? A butterfly in the night.
Well, it's a little,
You ever woken
fey.
up with butterflies in the night?
Yeah. Well, before I'm performing in a play or something like that, yeah.
Really? Do you
In
get
my
nervous?
stomach, I
Are you
mean.
nervous now?
Yes!
Oh.
I almost didn't come out. First of all, these shoes, 8 feet high.
They're awesome, these shoes. Look at those shoes.
Don't zoom in.
Oh, no, they're great. They're fantastic. They're very sexy. They are. They're like, I don't know what that is.
Do it again.
I can't do it again.
Please.
Don't
ever do that again.
That's the 2 times I'll ever do it in my life, and then I'll never do it again.
Thank God.
I know,
Because
I
all those
shouldn't.
girls I was talking about,
They've all changed to...
well, the flighty butterfly didn't help either.
I'm European. I don't follow the
That's
conventional...
your excuse for everything.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. Well, you've been over there. You know what it's like.
Yeah, if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
Exactly. Although, I am American now.
I hear.
Yeah. I've changed. I go to the dentist.
Let me see.
Yeah, I do. I do that thing.
What is that?
You know, that thing.
Is that deodorant?
No, flamenco dancing. I do that thing. No, I do. I have the
That
showers.
one's
Yeah, all
Okay.
of it. Yeah. Do you like it over in Europe?
I do, yes.
Really? Which
yeah.
part of you likes it over
Is
there?
this a test?
It's not a test. I'm just intrigued.
Glasgow, Edinburgh.
Really? No, you must like Paris. Do you like
Loch Ness.
Paris? Do you go to Paris for the summer collections?
You're getting gayer and gayer.
I know. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. Do you watch Project Runway? I think that's what's happening to me. I watch Project Runway.
You're way too American. You gotta get back to Europe as soon as possible.
Why?
Project Runway and deodorizing and
Yeah,
it's
that's-
all gone wrong.
No, that's good. These are good things.
Oh, sorry.
What do you
I've
watch
never
on TV
seen
then?
the show. Mad Men.
Mad Men, yeah.
You.
Mad Men and me. The big viewer catchers in America.
Well,
Yeah,
I
okay.
like good television and
Right,
funny
yeah.
men.
Do you like the reality shows?
I tuned into American Idol this past, maybe not this last season, but the season before for the first time. Who won?
Your kid is very young. You're not getting much sleep, are you? How old is it? You have a boy or a girl?
Frankie. It's a girl.
A girl.
Her name's
Because Frankie's
Frankie.
one of those names you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Frankie's a girl.
17 months.
Oh, that's
She's
lovely.
wandering around out there somewhere,
Yeah?
wreaking havoc.
You brought her with you?
Yeah.
Even although it's 12:30 at night or whatever time it is in your region?
Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's fine. Do you take her everywhere? Do you go and do take her to the movie sets with you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I take her everywhere.
Really?
Although when we were shooting the X-Files, it was
That
freezing
looked cold.
beyond
Yeah.
belief.
I tell you what, they're telling me to finish, but will you stay and talk to me some more after some commercials?
Yes, of course. I'm feeling a little better now.
Really? Well,
And
in
I
that
don't
case,
have to walk.
Yeah, well, in that case, I think we should give it a shot.
Okay.
What we'll do is we'll play commercials. This is a whole new idea. What I do is that I talk to you for a bit, we play some commercials, and then we'll talk some more.
Okay.
I know, it's crazy. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. All right. I'm here with Amanda Peet, and we were talking. Yeah, no, you knew that. We were talking about the X-Files movie. Actually, we weren't, but we should have been talking about the X-Files
Really?
movie.
I mean,
yeah, I
you
know.
know.
It looked
Help
very
me
cold
out.
when you were making it there, but Billy Connolly was there. He's funny.
Billy Connolly saved my life.
Really?
Yes.
What? Were you drowning and he jumped in the water?
I was bored out of my gourd and freezing, and it was 5 in the morning every night, and he made me laugh.
Oh. Oh. Well, you know that's not actually fatal. You know, if it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're bored, that's
Yes,
not
it
a
is.
life-threatening condition.
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
No, but it
All right.
was tough.
What about Duchovny? He's nice. He smells a bit like ranch dressing. Have you noticed that? Think before you answer.
Okay, hold on. Balsamic, I thought more.
All right, it's some kind
More
of condiment.
sour. It's not mayonnaise-y. It's more kind of, it's slightly sour and more like vinegary. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Do you know any other celebrities that smell like condiments? I think that who's the Gillian Anderson is on that movie. I met her once, and she has that kind of hollandaise kind of.
Have you lost your mind right now in this segment?
Yeah, but I see. The thing is, as well, I don't feel that well.
You don't? What's the matter?
Well, what happens is usually, clearly you don't watch the show, but what happens is, when I meet a
Stop saying that.
No, it's true. Whenever I meet a beautiful woman, I kind of just go like that. It really works for me. That's how women in my company know they're beautiful. If I spout complete nonsense, they're like, I think he likes me.
It's your tell.
That's my Oh, do you play poker?
A terrible poker player.
Really? What are your tells?
21, like what? I don't understand.
That's blackjack. That's
Oh.
how. That's going to work against you.
Yeah.
You know, playing blackjack with the poker players. That's how they spot a novice.
Also, going to bed at 9 and being incredibly boring isn't really
I don't know why you
conducive to-
equate that with being boring. I think that's okay to go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah?
Yes, I think it's fine. You've got your daughter and you've got your stuff to do and you're cleaning up poo probably most of the day.
Yeah, it's not very glamorous.
It's not.
My husband's not that excited about it. Good night, honey, you know.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I've been there. I know what you're talking about. I remember when my son was very, very young.
How old is your son now?
He's 7 now. But he's, that's all. All that poo business, we laugh at that now. Literally, that's what we laugh at now. But when he was a baby...
Poo is funny.
Poo is funny. It's never not funny. But when he was a baby, I had to change his diaper out of a Toys R Us.
You.
Oh, I did it all the time.
Okay, good for you.
Well, you can't just leave them sitting there. They smell.
Some men, some fathers don't change the diapers.
Yeah, in the 1950s, maybe.
No, even now. And if
you
they do,
kidding me?
they take 5 hours.
How small is your child? Oh, come on, Frankie. Oh, dear. That would be awful. No, he did a poo once when we were, and I cleaned it up, and I swear to God, the kid had been drinking Guinness and eating duck. It was outrageous. Do you not know? Like, you think, all the kids, and it's just like, you go, where have you been?
Tiny person,
A lot
big
of poo.
smell.
They say the same about Danny DeVito. We have got to go. We have
I
got
thought you were going to say David Duchovny.
Same thing. All right, we've got to go. Amanda Peet, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Now, if you're still awake and it's dark in your house, and it might be because, let's be honest, it's nighttime, unless you're enjoying the show in Alaska, in which case, hi, guys. It's all guys in Alaska. I'm telling you, ladies, if you're looking for a husband, get yourself up to Alaska. They're adorable. Anyway, I'm gonna... No, this book, I read this book. It's about evil. You can probably tell. And I was fascinated, and I thought, I must get the author on the show. Please welcome Lance Morrow, everybody. Lance Morrow. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us. I really enjoyed your book.
Thank you. I'm delighted.
It was written quite a while ago, right?
Yeah, about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
And I tell you what I got. The reason was I was down in Washington at the White House.
Good place to
yeah,
start,
well, that's
yeah.
what it was. I was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I met a lot of different politicians,
yeah.
And I thought some of these guys remind me of what I read about in this. And I thought you should come on. And now, have you made a lifelong study of evil?
Well, I thought about it a long time.
Right.
I think it's partly a generational thing. I think, I was born the month that Hitler went into Poland.
Right.
68 years ago.
You weren't involved in any way, right?
No, I was not.
All right.
But there was a whole series of events, and I mean, my first memories were of the war. And I think that the generational memories are different for different generations. In my particular generation, you have Holocaust, you have Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You sort of, I remember that. I was a tiny kid, but I remember those things. And I've thought about it for a long time. I'm not a morbid person. I don't, I don't go down and play Dungeons and Dragons in the basement or something.
Nothing wrong with that. That sounds better. But some of our best viewers you're talking about there. But what's interesting, you make some very interesting observations about evil. Are the observations, or are you asking questions? I mean,
that thing is so full of question marks, because the book is half the sentences are question marks.
Right.
And the reason is that evil is a very difficult subject.
Well, people say, does it even exist? Which I think is ludicrous.
Well, that's the first question.
Yeah,
that's the first question. Doesn't exist. And if so, how does it exist?
Right.
I remember I'm sure you remember very well, in 1996 in Dunblane, Scotland.
You're awful. Yeah.
A guy goes into a grammar school with 2 357 Magnums, and he opens fire and he kills 15 children and a teacher and then himself. I wrote an essay for Time magazine about that event, and I used the word evil.
Right.
I don't think I described him as evil. I described what he did as evil. And a guy wrote in, a psychiatrist wrote in and said, for God's sake, how can you use a primitive, medieval, atavistic, dangerous word like that? Well, this guy was clearly sick. You know, you're just dragging us all back into some sort of medieval horror when you use that word. Well, is that true? I can see that case, but I can also see where it's very necessary to use the word sometimes. But you have to be careful.
I get very concerned when everything has a pathology attached and everything is a sickness.
Me too.
You know, it's like, I mean, I personally, I'm an alcoholic. I no longer drink. I don't think I don't think there's any reason at all that negates any kind of responsibility I have for my actions at any point in my life.
Analogy, yeah.
And I think that, you know, when you say, when you know, people say evil is sick, it's kind of like,
yeah, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You can say Hitler had an unhappy childhood, and you know, and
so did I.
Also,
but look at me, I'm cheery. You know.
But it doesn't. That fact does the pathology. It doesn't change the fact of the evil.
Yeah.
In other words,
there's one thing you put forward in this. I'm paraphrasing you a little bit, but you talk about evil as kind of being an opportunistic virus, if you like. Yeah. That it attaches itself to people when they're perhaps morally weak or incapacitated in some way morally.
Or when they're under the influence of some kind of tribal hatred or so. I mean, one of the characteristics of evil that I've seen in places like Bosnia or Rwanda is that people whom you ordinarily would think of as perfectly nice, decent, ordinary citizens can be made to do the most horrible, atrocious things.
Right.
They really can. I've seen this, and as a journalist, and it's not as if you would say those people are evil, permanently evil. That's the wrong way to look at it. It's just sort of a visitation. They can be led to do evil things in the way that a mob can be.
Do you think that it's about tribal accountability? But if you take, for example, the thing that I notice all the time is the internet, which is a complete, it's a place where you can spout whatever you want without any accountability.
Yeah,
so you can say the most hateful stuff and then sign it, you know, Stinky Rabbit 23, and you don't have a mob round at your door or the cops saying, "Hey, wait, no, you can't say that." That's out, you know.
Exactly right.
Is it about accountability?
Well, a lot of it, certainly, the mob people who lose themselves. There's something to do with identity and individuality and accountability, and people can lose themselves in a group act or something. The dangerous thing now, it seems to me, in the world, I think that it seems to me that the sum of evil and good in the world, in human nature, remains pretty constant, but the technology, we have globalized ourselves, and the technology, as we have seen, 9/11 and other incidents, is such that you have tribal hatreds, tribal desire for revenge, fanaticisms of one kind or another, at work in a global context in which these weapons are available to the most primitive impulses.
Doesn't it work the other way? I mean, someone like Stalin would find it impossible to operate now because you can't close down a society in the way that he could then. You know, the channels of communication are so wide open that you can't actually take a large group of people and isolate them anymore, or can you?
I would like to believe, I believed that for a long time, and then I went to Bosnia in '94, and I discovered that I thought that the fact that the whole world was watching would make these people behave themselves, but they didn't.
Don't you think they did eventually? Don't you think that was the shame of that situation eventually ended?
I suppose, but I remember being struck at the time that they didn't care that we were that everybody was watching, and that's. But I certainly take your point. I mean, one hopes there's an effect where the fact that you have everything being observed much more will make people more self-conscious.
And you use an interesting word there, and the word that perhaps we should end this discussion with is the word hope. How do we combat what we perceive as evil? How do you fight evil? How do you end it?
I don't think there's any end to it, but I think that hope, one hopes, and you know, you just work at it and try to. And I think it seems to me that love is the most powerful antidote, although it doesn't, you know, it is sometimes quite powerless.
I wondered if there's people always use the word love, and I thought maybe of another word that might work instead of love in this situation, is tolerance.
Well, okay, tolerance.
The tolerance, to tolerate how someone, because it seems to be when you're talking about these ethnic and tribal hatreds, it does seem to, it's the real tinderbox for this kind of behavior.
Well, I think there are two orders of different things. Love is a much more powerful word that exists on a different level. Tolerance is an almost, that relates to the mechanics of how we get along with each other.
Right.
And I don't have to love you, but I tolerate you.
Thanks.
You know? And that's a different thing. But I do think that forgiveness is very powerful, and I think love is very powerful in a kind of an ultimate sense. But yes, in the way we, it's just like traffic lights. We all agree now that red means stop my car and I wait till it turns green.
Not necessarily in LA, actually.
Well, actually, not too many. Well, but there are these signals, these semaphores that we give, and tolerance is one of those. That is much more. We're much more tolerant now of a lot of things that when I was a kid we wouldn't have. You know.
So listen, I can talk to you all night, but it's a fascinating subject. If you get a chance, everybody, please read the book. It's very readable, and it's utterly fascinating, and you'll ask yourself a lot of questions. Lance Morrow, everybody. We'll be right back.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
Can we do something about that cat? He does something weird every night. Well, what did we learn on the show tonight? We learned that I have been replaced by a wax model. Or I have been waxed by a model. Take your pick. We learned, remember what we did learn? We learned that when I get wet, I like to be dried with papal towels. They're flown in from the Vatican. Be careful with the paper towels. Oh, thank you. I feel so much more holy. Also, you know what else happened tonight? I got allowed, they let me see Beaver Dam. Because it's a town in Wisconsin. No. And they let me say Wisconsin as well. And what I'm worried about is that there are two people here tonight from Wisconsin, which makes me, which makes me think there's only probably about 5 people left in Wisconsin. And I'm concerned that, you know, burglars will watch this show in nearby states and will drive to Wisconsin and burgle. Oh, you can laugh. I wish you would. Good night, everybody.